Michael Wilbon joins us now with more on this Carmelo Anthony news. Michael, there's not much left in New Jersey after this trade, except for Brook Lopez and his 5 rebounds per game for a 7-footer. How in the wide world of sports does Carmelo agree to this deal after looking at this roster?
That's what I'm wondering, and I'm skeptical. If he wants to contend anytime in the next 2 years, then I don't know how you do this. I really don't. I understand why New Jersey would do it. You do have Brook Lopez, and you do have you've got also another great asset and a proven NBA coach in Avery Johnson, and I think that matters in a situation like this. If you're a player like Carmelo, you've played for another proven veteran coach in George Karl, and you want that stability, and that works. You've got a stable owner, but can you contend? You certainly can't contend this year. And you've got Chauncey Billups, by the way, which is another great asset. But wow, I mean, I don't know how if you're New Jersey, you're not going to make the playoffs this year, and I don't know that you can contend seriously next year. And the other thing is, John, if you're the Knicks, what a failure this would be to not get Carmelo, to see him go next door, to have had this opportunity all summer since July. The moment LeBron took his talents to South Beach, the Knicks were on the clock to steal a NFL draft phrase, and that means they didn't get it done. And I would think the Knicks would be out there right now saying, hey, it's not a done deal. He hasn't signed it. We haven't put our best offer out there. At least I would hope the Knicks would be doing that.
Right. And you would hope at some point Carmelo would be honest with these owners this weekend and say, here's what I want to do. Maybe he doesn't have to do that right now, though. Perhaps he doesn't have to. In the end, though, we're thinking, what do the Knicks do if this deal were to go through this weekend? We heard that famous Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony wedding reception discussion where they're going to join forces with the Knicks. Now, maybe this now means Chris Paul comes to the Nets. And now Paul, Lopez, and Anthony, that looks better in New Jersey. But specifically the Nets, talk more about them and what this would mean to them if this deal went through an all-star weekend.
Well, it puts them in a discussion, and they haven't been in a discussion for a while since the team got to the finals to start the previous decade, back-to-back years. The Nets have just been, there's a group of teams, the Nets, the Clippers, the T-Wolves, the Wizards. They're just not in basketball's consciousness, and certainly not All-Star Weekend. So all of a sudden they get as much bounce as they're going to get. They're moving into a new arena. I mean, it gives them, some credibility. It sort of validates, what Prokhorov is doing as well. But again, does it throw them into contention? I think it's a little more difficult than that, and they're going to have to come up with some more pieces. But if you've got aggressive management that's not afraid to take some risks, that's what it's going to take to get a franchise like the Nets back into contention. But it's one thing to have buzz. There's another thing to be in contention, and one does not equal the other right now.
All right. Well, again, it's just a proposed trade, but the record is reporting it's been agreed upon, but now it's all up to Carmelo if he will sign that extension or not. Michael Wilbon, thanks so much for the contribution.
Thanks, John.